You'll find it Central Illinois. WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It is brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest on the Zoom call today is Terri Miller-Casey. She's with the University of Illinois Extension in Logan, Menard, and Sangamon counties. Good morning, Terri. How are you today?
I'm doing fine, Seth. How are you?
Doing well. You're very festive in your Christmas reds today. I really like it.
Yeah, I've pretty much been wearing red and green the whole week, so that's the theme.
You know, we got to get you one of those necklaces that's like the blinking Christmas lights. We need to do that
I've got one. It's actually right over here. I should have put it on.
You should put it on. That's what you should do. Oh,
I
Terri.
got the hat too.
And the is it just like reindeers or what? Like, is it reindeer antlers or whatever?
No, my daughter wears the reindeer one. I wear the one that just looks like Christmas lights.
There you go. Perfect. Very good. Well, Terri, always good to have you on the program. We really do appreciate you making time for us as always. And a lot going on with Extension. We were several months ago, were introduced to Reagan Tibbs. You told us about Reagan and him coming to Logan County. And in the last few months here, we've been able to get connected with him on a monthly basis. And gosh, what a great resource he has been for your County area, and he is spearheading a big event in Springfield in January. Tell me about this. I know we've heard it from Reagan. Let's hear it from your side of things.
Sure. No, we're really excited. Reagan is awesome. He's just a natural. I said he was born to be an extension. He truly is. But we're planning this great event. It's on January 21st. It's at Lincoln Land Community College at the Agriculture Center there. If you've never been, it's absolutely amazing facility. And that's going to be from 8:30 to 2:30, again, January 21st. And it's the Springfield Agronomy Summit. And it's one of a series of summits, agronomy summits taking place all across the state, each one with their own unique speakers, so that if somebody wants to check out others, there may be a lot of different topics. They might want a road trip. But the one in Springfield, we've got a really action-packed agenda for that. We've got a chance to get to know Reagan better if you're a local producer and you'd like to connect with an extension educator. That's a great opportunity to connect with Reagan, to talk about your operation. If you have some questions or you'd like them to look over what you've got going on and get some advice, Reagan's there for you. And this would be a great opportunity to meet him, as well as other extension ag specialists from all over the state. One presenter is going to be what's happening in the Lincoln Land Ag program. So you're going to learn while you're at Lincoln Land at this amazing facility that they have. You're going to hear from the director there about what's going on with their program, how it connects to the community. That's always exciting. Then you're going to learn the impact of cover crops on selected ecosystem services and the role in the bioeconomy. And that's Rob Reichert going to present that as well. And then we're going to feed you, because we believe in feeding people and making sure that they have the farmers feed us, so we're going to feed them. But we're also going to have Farm Docs update. If you have not been, I don't know, if you're a producer and you've not somehow been on Farm Docs daily, I feel sorry for you, because that is an amazing, amazing website and resource for our producers around the state. And they're going to dive into that, talk about what's new with it, help people kind of dissect what all is available on that amazing website for our producers. And then what's with the wind? We know we've been having more issues with wind. It's getting windier out there, and just kind of discussing how that impacts our farming operation. That's going to be Trent Ford. And then opportunities for farmers and crop advisors to work with data intensive farm management projects on farm, precision equipment. Sometimes that can seem very magical, right? Technology. And there's so much changing. There's so much coming on board with precision ag. We know it's incorporating AI, it's incorporating robotics. So our very own Dave Bullock's going to speak about that and really talk about how it's impacting operations now. And then we're going to dive even deeper with some hands-on emerging technology and farming topics with Dennis Bowman, who knows a lot about where we're going with robotics and drones, and he'll have some things that he'll bring with him for folks to check out. So, I mean, we are in just an amazing new chapter of agriculture. It's moving so quickly, and the technology is, when I was a kid, I couldn't have imagined it. It would have been science fiction, but it's here. And it's making its way. And so it's exciting to learn about all of that and get a kind of a hands-on approach.
Yeah.
And for those who need continuing education units, they are going to offer those. So if you're a
Nice.
certified crop advisor, it's a great chance to get on.
That's fantastic. Great stuff. Yeah, and I know a lot of the names you're talking about, Terry. I was at the Greater Peoria Farm Show a couple of weeks ago, and several of
Yeah.
these individuals were over there for that. So they had great information. And if you're coming out to Springfield, probably an extension, pun intended, of what you maybe heard at the farm show in Peoria from a few weeks ago. So again, Terry, the when and where on that. Is there a
Absolutely.
registration deadline? Is there a cost? Just give us the rundown of the when, where, and all those details one more time.
Absolutely. The conference itself is the 21st at Lincoln Land Ag Center, and there is a $30 fee, but again, you can get those continuing education units. We do ask that people register by January 14th, so we have a head count for the meals and we have our paperwork ready. So if you could please do that, we have a registration link available now on our website. If you go to extension.illinois.edu/LMS, or you can just go into your search browser and put Sangamon County Extension Office and you'll find us. Go to our events tab, and one of the closest to the top, you'll see our Ag Summit there. Click on it and you can register. You can even pay online if you want or in person, and we will get you signed up.
Terri Miller Casey, Extension Director for the U of I Extension in Logan, Menard, and Sangamon counties on the Zoom call with us for today. Terri, let's also dive into a health webinar series that the Extension has coming up. Tell me about this. What's going on?
Well, we're going to help, hopefully, people take charge of their health in a Take Charge of Your Health webinar series in 2025. And this first one is going to be exploring practical strategies for managing pain and fatigue. And we know that chronic pain and fatigue affects millions and millions of Americans. Many people are having to live with pain management, and the old systems of pain management used to be medication, which we know is not always the best now, and many of those are habit forming and create more problems. So this webinar series is going to go through a lot of practical strategies for managing pain and fatigue, so that you can make good decisions about your nutrition, exercise, learning about treatment options. What are my options for my chronic fatigue and pain? Improving communications with your healthcare providers, and then also communicating and working with your loved ones. And so this one's a little bit different because it's not just a one and done. It's a series. And when people sign up for it, we hope that they encourage them to take each piece of it, because each part of the series is going to dive into another aspect of managing it. And it's going to be every Thursday starting in January 9th and ending February 13th. So it'll be 9th, 16th, 23rd, and 30th of January, and then 6th and 13th. So these are pretty comprehensive. And they're 2.5-hour sessions from 1 to 3:30. So this is really a good deep dive and the kind of focused attention that most people have difficulty finding now available in healthcare, because we know our healthcare providers are so busy with treating that sometimes taking the opportunity to really break these things down is difficult. So this is free. You can sign up on our website. Again, same thing, extension.illinois.edu/LMS, and sign up for this. I mean, they're fall prevention, eating healthy, medication, helping, problem solving these issues with your healthcare provider. This is a very comprehensive deep dive. And for those who are suffering with chronic pain and fatigue, we know it really impacts their lives. So really, really urge those folks to take advantage of this great opportunity to get some relief.
Yeah, and again, Terri, when does that begin? And the dates and times for that series, how folks get signed up, all of those things.
Absolutely. It starts on Thursday, January 9th, and runs every consecutive Thursday until February 13th. It's 2.5 hours from 1 to 3:30 p.m. It is free, and you can sign up again on our website, or you can always call our office at 217-782-4617, and we'd be happy to get you registered as well.
Very good, Terri. Now with that, and I'm curious. Like, let's say the Ag Summit coming up with Reagan that he's doing here in a few weeks, or this health webinar series, those sorts of things. Will these be available? I know, like, some of your programs are archived on whether it's YouTube or the website. Will either of these be stored where folks can go back and revisit them another time?
Most of ours are, yes, absolutely. I haven't talked to Tessa to know if this series is so long. I'm not sure. I would assume if somebody needs that, that's an option. I always tell people register for it because that will keep you informed. When even if you can't make every session or you'll have difficulties with some, register for it because you'll be sent the information and it'll communicate with you. And then you'll also have a chance to communicate with the person who's providing the program to see if that recording is an option for you and then where to find it afterwards. A lot of times they'll automatically communicate that to people who've enrolled saying, and here's where you can find a link to today's session.
There you go. Very, very good. So check that out. I know that's great, a great resource, for folks that, 1 to 3:30, in January and February, folks are, maybe they're in the office or they've got, they got clubs going on. If you're an older person, you may be going to the senior center or something like that for the daily activities. So, that'd be nice to be able to revisit and those sorts of things. Very
Absolutely.
good. Well, Terri, I look at the clock. Let's take a break. One more time, how do folks learn more about all things extension, these programs, and much more?
Visit our website, extension.illinois.edu/LMS, or you can visit us on Facebook at Extension LMS.
Terri Miller-Casey, Extension Director for the U of I Extension in Logan, Menard, and Sangamon counties, is my guest on the Zoom today. More to come with Terri on the morning show.
WHOW.
Let's check the opening numbers now at the Chicago Board of Trade on this Tuesday. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network. We start the day in the red with corn, beans, and Chicago wheat. March corn opening 444 3/4, down 1/4. May corn down 3/4, 451. July corn 454, down a penny. January beans starting the day 975 1/4, down 6 3/4. March beans down 7 3/4, 978 1/4. May beans 988, down 8. March Chicago wheat 548, down 2 pennies. May wheat down 2, 559. July wheat 565, down 2.5. January bean meal 284.90, that's down $2. And January bean oil 41.11, down 61 cents. Looking at the opening numbers at the Chicago Board of Trade on this Tuesday morning, Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network.
Baum Chevrolet Buick offers full transportation options while giving you peace of mind. This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton. This is what we do every day. We listen to you, give you options for routine maintenance, major mechanical problems, or collision repairs with a staff that's knowledgeable to find the best option for you. Baum Chevrolet Buick, your full-service dealer. See us at baumchevybuick.com right from the start.
Are you wanting to learn more about your health and wellness options in Central Illinois? Visit stealthwellness.com or click on my banner ad at DeWittDailyNews.com. Let me, Dr. Bill Byers, show you some simple, under-the-radar ways to improve and take control of your health.
Netflix buffering, YouTube spinning, devices not connecting, Zoom calls dropping. It's frustrating. Let's end your frustration by signing up for fiber internet in Clinton. Click the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Terri Miller-Casey, Extension Director for the U of I Extension in Logan, Menard, and Sangamon counties, is my guest on the Zoom call today. Terri, let's talk about being kind in 2025. Tell me about this program and what do you have for us here?
Well, I just decided that let's make this 2025 the year of Be Kind. And so we're kind of focusing on that with our programs and with 4-H. We know that sometimes this world's not so kind. And so we really want to help our youth and our families know that kindness is always the best way. So I got really clever and I created an acronym with a saying that goes along with each letter of Be Kind. And so it goes like this: be kind, be respectful, speak with kindness and respect because it's the right thing to do. E, expect respect. 4-H expects respect and kindness from our adults and youths in all programs and interactions. K, kindness matters. Kindness reflects the heart in 4-H. I, inspire others. Set a high standard and example for our youth and the public. N, never be rude. It hurts people. It stops cooperation and it solves nothing. And then D, demonstrate kindness, show compassion in all our interactions. So this year, we're going to hope that our youth, they are some of the sweetest kids you'll ever meet. And I've said this many, many times to you, Seth, about how impressed I am with the next generation and how sometimes I think we get worried. We hear things or we think, oh, this group of kids, they don't care, or they don't, they're lazy, or the same thing that's been said for generations.
Right.
But I can tell you, these kids really do care, and they have a great measure of kindness. And I think we should give all of ourselves a little bit of credit that we're trying our best to raise kids who are not only great leaders, because that's something that 4-H I think does very well, raise great leaders and people who are great problem solvers and work well with others, but we're also teaching them that heart in the 4-H, that kindness is important in a world that sometimes isn't always kind. And so once again, we want to be the leaders as 4-H members, as 4-H community, in setting the tone in 2025 of we're working together, we're cooperating together because we have a shared reason to, our love of our community.
Yeah, you talk about the kind of the tropes that come with every generation. Oh, this generation, they don't get their heads out of the phones. They don't know how to talk to each other. It's interesting. I always kind of wonder if it's I was just thinking about this as you were talking there, Terry. I kind of wonder if it's one of those things where it's like you think that because you don't understand the challenges that a young person may be going through in a given time period. Like it's probably hard for us to relate to, everything is done. We converse through digital means so much now. It's probably hard for you and I to understand that because when we were in school, we didn't have Instagram, TikTok, all the YouTube, all these things. But it's just a different way of communicating and things like that. So I wonder if that's sometimes just like the obstacle of not understanding the challenges of the day for a person, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. The youth today, they can't escape it. There's so much technology, and we know that it kind of creates an anonymity where people feel emboldened to not be kind in their social media. I mean, when I was a kid, sure, we all have those kids that weren't very kind at school, but we could come home and we could get away from it. And in many ways, it's difficult for them to escape it. But also, I'm going to say this, as adults, we set the example. So as adults, we need to be showing that kindness and respect. We need to not be rude. We need to think about what we're saying, even if it's behind a screen. And so I'm thinking that sometimes the children help us lead the way. So I want us as adults to also remember that we're setting the example for our youth.
Terry, will this be something you put in like a print form, whether it's in your Logan Menard or Sangamon County offices, or is this something you're going to kind of take and run with here in 2025?
Yes, I'm going to polish off my old artistic skills, and maybe I'll get some help from our talented 4-H youth who would do a lot better than I would. But yeah, my plan is to kind of create a poster with the BEKINDs. And kind of spread that word. My daughter, she would say, get a t-shirt, Mom, because apparently you get a t-shirt for everything now. So
yeah, what in the world?
T-shirts.
That's a new thing I'm learning about. You get a t-shirt for everything. So yeah.
There you go. So maybe I'll work on that. But we're hoping to and also include it in our newsletter and just remind all of us that it's so much better to live in a world that's kind.
Very good. Well, Terry, let's move along here this morning and talk a little bit about Lessons for Living, another series coming up through Extension. Tell me about this one. What's this all about?
Yeah, there's a whole series on Lessons for Living, and they're talking about a lot of timely topics. One of them is inflation and how it affects a fixed income budget. We know that we are still facing inflation. Inflation is actually always with us, just at different rates. So this is going to talk about how you can kind of navigate some of those challenges on a fixed income. That's February 13th. It's from 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. Again, it's a free online webinar, so no matter where you're at, you can participate in it. But it's a series, and these you can participate in as you want. You don't have to do all of them. There's another one on April 8th that's going to be about decluttering your home and your finances. And if you could see all of my desk right now, you would see I have clutter, but I've carefully arranged my camera so you can't see it. But yes,
I just call that organized chaos, Terry. That's a fancier way to put it.
I know what pile it's in.
Yes,
So-
exactly. I know where it's at. I just have to find it in the right pile.
Exactly. This is going to help with all of that. Maybe I should attend that one. And then honey and health, talking about how honey can impact your health. That's May 15th. And then wellness in nature in time for June 10th, when hopefully it'll be lovely weather and we'll want to be outside. And again, those are always from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. And they're free, and you can sign up online or you can call our office.
Very good. Will there be in-person options for either this or any of the programs we've talked about? I know the Ag Summit obviously will be in person. Is there in-person options for any of these, Terry?
These are statewide programs, so
Okay.
they're not in-person options.
Yep.
But I will tell you this, that many of our communities have what they call HCE, which we used to call our home group, but it's the home economics group that meet. Many of them meet within our extension offices, and many of them pull these up and watch them together. And so there's an opportunity. So if you have an HCE group in your community, look them up and join them, because they partake in these, but they also have their own programs they do. And it's a great, wonderful resource for people that I think sometimes we forget is there.
Very good. So check all of that out. Terry, I've got about a minute and a half with you. Did I not get to something this morning you wanted to put out there for us today?
Well, there is a ton of stuff coming up in the first of the year. So if you go to our website, you'll see there are lots of programs happening. Just one note, that the university, and therefore we closed from December 24th through January 1st. So our offices are closed, but we will be open again on January 2nd to welcome everybody with a lot of fresh programming.
Sure. Yeah. Some of those we've touched on here for today, and I'm sure more to come, and we'll probably touch on those in January as well. Terry, just in the meantime, again, one more time, throw out the website for extension there in Logan, Menard, and Sangamon counties, and how folks just keep up with all the happenings you have going on there.
Absolutely. Again, you can go to extension.illinois.edu/LMS, go to our events tab. You can just Google Sangamon County or Logan County or Menard Extension, and you'll find us. And you can always call us. Our Lincoln office is 217-732-8289.
Very good. Terry, happy holidays to you and yours. Always good to have you on the program. Thanks for making time for us.
Thank you. Happy holidays and Happy New Year.
Terry Miller Casey, Extension Director for Logan, Menard, and Sangamon Counties, my guest on the Zoom call for today. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Network news comes your way now on the morning show.